Oh, I think we are live. Yes, I had some troubles, technical troubles, that's why I'm late. And actually, this stream is quite spontaneous, anyways. So let's see what's gonna happen. Actually, I decided to go live because I want to test some things out. Hopefully, you will be able to help me out with this. Uh, Nice to see you guys. I see a couple of people already here. Let's see who we've got here. Oh, hello. Let's just wait for some more people. I'm gonna play some music in the background. Let me know if it's too loud. It could be too loud. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just reading your comments, and I see that you're coming from all over the world. I assume that most of you are going to be in the Western Hemisphere because it's quite late here where I am in Scotland. Kanan, you should sing. I don't think I'm gonna do this tonight, but stay tuned. Who knows what's gonna happen? Yes, for some of you it's going to be too late. For example, MXO. That's too late for you. Where are you from? Okay, we have some people from Brazil. I don't like the way comments are appearing on the screen, you know? That's kind of weird. Let's maybe increase the font a little bit. Like this. Oh, it's still too small. That's slightly better, but still I'm not quite happy with that yet. Okay, that's much better. Okay, who else we've got here? Salut de Montreal. Hello, hello. Hello from Ukraine. Hello. Slava Ukraini, of course. Pozdrav iz Slovenia. We've got Brazil again. Yes, I think the timing of the stream is particularly good for Brazil. So hopefully we're going to talk to someone from Brazil tonight or today, depending on when you are in the world. Elizabeta, pozdrawiamy. Pozdrawiamy z Polski, z Ukrainy. Hi from Brazil. Hi from Qatar. Hello from Italy. Romanian in the United States. Hello, Gilly. And hello from Ohio. Thank you, Tiffany. Yes, we've got Costa Rica. Pura vida. O, cześć Mateusz. Ja mam się dobrze, a ty? Yeah, so today I decided to go live because I wanted to try out a different way of making videos. You've probably seen that the videos on my channel, they don't appear too frequently. And the reason for that is just because it just takes so much time to make them. Because first of all, I need to find volunteers for the videos. Then I need to talk to them one-on-one during video calls. And it usually takes weeks before we are able to come up with the project that fits the needs of the volunteers or fits the skill sets that the volunteers represent. And after that, it takes weeks to actually complete the transcriptions and then making all the captions in the editing software. So it takes sometimes 2 to 4 months from the time that I start the video to the time that the video is out for you to see. So yes, I would like to try something new, and maybe we would be able to make some videos live tonight. Oh, Romafonie. Hello, hello. Hi, hola. Coco, ciao, oi, salve. All the languages that you speak, Emilio. Great. Actually, today, let's talk about tonight because I'm in Scotland and that's the most natural way for me to approach this. So tonight, if you would like to talk to me live, in the description box, you will find instructions on how to do it. Also, if you've already talked to me at some point because you've made appearance in previous videos, you know how to do it through the software that I'm using right now. So you can feel free to call me right now and we can improvise some language challenges, language activities. I have some formats prepared and we can just improvise and see what's gonna come out of this, you know? ZG Cuber has a very good question. Will you try Austronesian languages like Filipino speakers versus Indonesian Malay? The problem with making this kind of videos for me at the moment is that I don't have enough volunteers that could help me make those videos. So if you know some people who would like to participate and make one of those videos in the formats that we already covered with Romance languages, Slavic languages, and Germanic languages, then send them my way. And again, in the description box, you will find a volunteer form that you can sign in. And then when I'm going through those forms, I will be able to see if I'm able to match speakers of different languages for a particular format for this channel. So I'm not saying no to Asian languages. I would be happy to have them on my channel. It's just for practical reasons, it's just very difficult at the moment because most of my audience are speakers of Slavic, Germanic, and Romance languages. That's why I have a problem with reaching the audiences in Asia, for example. And usually when I have enough people that are willing to help me make those videos happen, I'm always happy to do it. Christopher, I think it would be very interesting to do Esperanto with Romance languages. Yes, that would be a great video, and I'm working on it. I have some Esperantists and Esperanto speakers who would like to participate, and they've been waiting for months now for me to get back to them. So as you see, it sometimes takes a long time before videos can happen. But the reason for that is that I've been focusing on other projects meanwhile, and they just take weeks sometimes. And even though I really want to make a video featuring Esperanto, it's just not happening for some reason. I'm just too distracted with other projects, but it's on the list. So hopefully things are going to work out soon. Klingon versus whatever was in Avatar, I suppose. Avatar. Navi, I think it was Navi in Avatar. Klingon. It would be great to feature those languages on this channel, but unfortunately, none of the formats that I have right now fit these languages. They're just too otherworldly and too outlandish, I would say. Italian ecclesiastic and Romance languages. Latin ecclesiastic, yes, and Romance languages. That could happen, yes. Luke Ranieri, the Latin speaker from previous videos, he also speaks ecclesiastical Latin. But maybe there is another Latin speaker who actually specializes in ecclesiastic Latin and would like to take part in one of those shows. So if you're one of them, you can contact me and we can figure something out. Luke is an advocate for classical Latin, so I think it would be nice to have someone who specializing in ecclesiastical Latin to represent that language, that would be very interesting. Łukasz Rzeźniczak, cześć Łukaszu, widzę twój komentarz, dzięki bardzo. And I also see that Eliza is calling me. So Eliza, just wait a second, and I'm going to add you to the stream in a moment. How long did it take to find the Arborish speaker? So the Arborish speaker happened just because Martin, the Arborish speaker from the video, he actually contacted me, and he contacted me like more than 1 year ago, and we were trying to pull it off for this long, but it's just not that easy. We were struggling with finding a Sicilian speaker and also Albanian speaker, but we managed to do it, and I'm really grateful to Martin that he was so patient and he never given up on this project, and we made it happen. So sometimes it takes this long because I'm so busy with those videos. That's a good question. Okay, Eliza. Hello. Eliza, can you hear me?
Tak.
Tak? Oh, do you speak Polish?
Tak, rozmawiam po polsku. Nauczyłam się dlatego, żeby podziękować Polakom. Nie, żartuję. Właśnie mieszkałam w Polsce od lat.
Świetnie mówisz po polsku, ale Eliza, do you also speak English?
Yes, of course I do.
Yes. So I think for this show we will try to speak English, okay? Just because that's the main language, the intermediary language for everybody who is participating in the chat. But maybe tell us something about yourself. Like, where are you from originally? You speak Polish, but where are you from originally?
I'm from Ukraine. I guess you can see it because my window is kind of protected because of, we can have explosion anytime. So that's not cool, but like
Are you actually in Ukraine right now, or?
Yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So thanks for calling. Maybe today we will be able to make a video featuring some more Slavic languages. Maybe we could do some challenges in a second. I have something prepared, so we're gonna see that in a second. But maybe tell us a little bit more about the languages you speak other than Polish and English, and you speak Ukrainian, right?
Russian.
In Russian.
A bit Norwegian and Italian. That's all.
a little bit of Norwegian and Italian. And which of the foreign languages is the strongest for you?
Honestly, it's Polish because I was living in Poland, so like I still remember everything, like even every single bad word you guys have.
Yeah. How long did you live in Poland? For how long?
About 3 years, maybe 4 years.
4 years. Uh-huh. That's a long time. So did you know any Polish before coming to Poland, or did you learn it
Yeah,
there?
sure. I was learning Polish right before I moved to Poland because I wanted to be prepared. And I tried to speak with Polish people and I was reading a lot. Yeah, I was studying hard because, that's really useful to speak the language which is in this country. And I like it. Like, oh, that's like some people say like, oh, better learn French, for example, my mother. But in my personal opinion, that Polish language and Norwegian language are really beautiful.
Uh, Polish and Norwegian. Do you see, can you hear any similarities, or do you think Polish and Norwegian has something in common, maybe in the way it sounds, for example?
No, like I cannot recognize. No, no, not really. Russian, a bit. Norwegian language, unfortunately, has some Russian common words. Soldat, for example, which is żołnierz in English. So I cannot like they are not similar at all, Polish and Norwegian. No.
Yeah, yeah, because you said that they are they're both very beautiful, so I thought that there might be something similar or something about the way they
No,
sound. But
it's
no,
beautiful, but not similar.
yeah. Did you live in Norway as well?
Yes, for a while, just like traveling.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. Let me just look at the comments here. Łukasz is sending a message to Ukrainian people. Ukraińcy to moi bracia i siostry, kocham was. Ukrainians are my brothers and sisters. I love you all.
Też was kochamy bardzo. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Łukasz, for your kind words. They were in Polish because, but here we have got people from all over the world. So
Yeah.
that's why we try to speak English. And possibly, if there are people who would like to participate in some of the formats that I've prepared, we have some people calling. So let me just double check. Okay, so let me just change the screen. Elisa, don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to add some more people here. Hello, hello. And let's do this. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me well?
Good evening.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here we've got Ruslan, right?
Yeah.
Ruslan, where are you from?
Well, I am originally from Russia, but I've moved to Czech Republic like half a year ago, and I speak Czech as well. Well, English too. Yes,
You
please.
speak English too. Okay, great. And Nicolas, where are you from?
I am from Colombia. I speak Spanish, English, and basic Catalan.
And basic Catalan. Okay. Elisa or Ruslan, do you speak any Romance languages?
Not at all.
Elisa?
No,
No,
I don't.
no Romance languages. Okay, so we have a clash here because the formats I've prepared, we need more people, more speakers of either Romance languages or Slavic languages. Okay, so I think that maybe before we decide what we want to do, I will explain to you what kind of formats we can do. Okay, so for example, we could do the traditional format with just word guessing. Let me add Elisa there. Yeah, so usually I just fix your faces a bit better, but this because this is happening live, that's how it's gonna look for now. But this is basically what I usually do in my videos. You know, so we possibly would need another Slavic language speaker or more Romance languages speaker. So if someone can call us, or if we had like one more Romance language speaker, we could potentially just split the format a little bit and do the Slavic bit first, and then we could do the Romance languages bit. Are you familiar with those formats actually, guys? Because I'm trying, I'm trying to tell you about it, but you probably already know that. Maybe tell me, how did you find me in the first place? Like, which videos do you watch? Maybe Nicholas, you start first. Nicholas, which videos
Well,
did you?
I found your channel like a long time ago now,
Yeah.
and I was like looking because I'm into linguistics like as a hobby, and I like looking into languages and such. So I was like surfing through YouTube, and then I saw like one of your videos. I can't remember which one was, but then I saw you had like a lot of just like experiments between different speakers of the same family of languages.
Uh-huh.
So like I got really into it. Even though like at the start when I found your channel, most of them were like Slavic languages, even though like I couldn't understand. But I watched all of them because I was like fascinated by these experiments and the way that like people could like talk between each other regarding not speaking the same language. And yeah, I've been watching your videos since then.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you found me at the stage when I was doing Slavic languages mostly.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Ruslan? Like, how did you find my videos?
Well, basically 2 years ago, I started learning Czech language, and because I already knew that I would move from Russia to Czech Republic, and um, at some certain point, I've realized that I have some proficiency in Czech language, and I saw a couple of videos that you were speaking Polish with someone, and it kind of shocked me that I would be able to understand like 70% of everything just because I'm Russian and Czech, and just by that, I've got a recommendation and stuff.
Aha. Okay. So you were interested in learning Czech basically,
Yeah,
and that's
well,
how you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So that's a long time ago. What about you, Eliza? What about you, Eliza? How did you find my channel?
It started with two videos, something like поровнание, I don't know it in English.
Comparison. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ukrainian and Polish and Norwegian and Swedish, if I remember good. I guess, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you also watched the Germanic languages then. Like that's
Yeah.
that's cool. You know, I think that what we can do just to kind of warm up and also show the audience how the format works. I don't know Ukrainian, and Ruslan also doesn't speak Ukrainian. So maybe Lisa, you could prepare some words for us and describe them to us in Ukrainian, and we could try to understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, and Nicolas, you can just wait in the green room, you know, if you are not in a
Yeah.
rush, and after that, maybe someone who speaks Romance languages calls in, and we can improvise that. But
Yeah, sure.
but we can just start with the Slavic languages, and maybe Eliza. Think meanwhile, I will actually set everything up here, and Eliza, you can meanwhile think about the words that we haven't covered yet. Okay, and I'm going to change some things up here. So we've got Eliza. Eliza, you're going to be the host. So that's why I'm moving you there.
That's my job actually. I'm TV host.
You are a TV host. Okay, that's great. That's really cool. And I'm going to put myself here. Ruslan is here. Let's make it nice. So you see, I can make those changes live, so it saves me a lot of time later. Like usually, like when I actually make the videos, because we've been using this software for a while now to make new videos. But this, this we're just making it for fun, just to do it live. We don't have to worry about much. Ruslan, so you don't have you didn't have much experience with the Ukrainian language, right?
Well, I actually don't, but I live with a guy from Ukraine right now.
Aha. So your housemate is a Ukrainian, so you
Yeah.
might have heard some Ukrainian. Uh-huh. Okay, Eliza. So do you think you're ready to start with the first word?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so just to people that are not familiar with this format, in a moment we're all going to switch to our native languages. I'm going to speak Polish. Ruslan, you're going to speak Russian, and Eliza is going to speak Ukrainian, okay? And we're going to try to understand what Eliza is talking about. Based on mutual intelligibility between Slavic languages, we want to find out if we are able to understand the concept that Eliza is describing to us. And we will be asking questions in our languages just to make sure we understand it well. Good. So zaczynamy. Eliza, proszę.
It should be the full sentence or just one word?
So you want to describe the word to us for something like, oh, this is an object that is used for this and that, so Ruslan, you are familiar with that format, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know, but it will be really easy for you guys because like our language is like really similar.
Maybe. So try something difficult, something maybe more abstract.
Okay, maybe look, we got the really popular one. Добре.
You can try to pick like a really weird word.
Окей, зараз ми маємо таке слово популярне, його росіяни не можуть вимовити. Паляниця. Паляниця. Ви знаєте, що це?
Palanyjcie. Co to jest właśnie? Opisz nam, Eliza, opisz nam.
Окей. I want to speak Polish, but окей. То з муки зроблено, і, типу, то щось мучне, то є щось мучне. І воно таке, типу, воно не використовується часто взагалі, але на заході України, я думаю, воно використовується щоденно.
Masz na myśli to słowo jest używane, czy ta rzecz? Ta rzecz jest używana, czy to słowo?
Słowo.
Słowo, ale powiedz nam, co to jest, do czego służy,
Да,
ta
нужно
rzecz?
описать слово, и чтобы мы смогли его угадать.
Це їсти можна. Це, типу, намазувати на нього масло і їсти.
Zrozumiałeś coś, Ruslan?
Булка?
Ще раз?
Булка?
Czy to jest
Ну,
bułka?
майже. Це мучний виріб, але це я б не сказала, що це булка, це щось інше. Аналогічно.
Dobrze, czy to jest coś do jedzenia? Czy to jest coś do jedzenia?
Так, я ж сказала, це можна їсти.
A co można jeść? Coś do jedzenia. Tak, czy to jest
Это
zrobione
выпечка из муки. Выпечка из муки.
Czy jest z mąki zrobione?
Так, з муки.
A jakiego to jest rozmiaru? Jest to duże, małe?
Великого. Це великого розміру, це можна їсти групою людей.
Można jeść, grupa ludzi może się najeść tym.
Так, це не на одну особу ця штука. Це
Pilot?
реально, ну, на цілий стіл вистачить.
Czyli jedna sztuka wystarczy, żeby nakarmić grupę ludzi.
Ну, так.
Mhm.
Может быть, пирог какой-нибудь?
Czy już masz jakiś pomysł, Ruslan?
Что-то большое, и это выпечка,
Ні, це не
похоже.
пиріг, воно не має начинки.
Мгм.
Немає.
No
То більше схоже реально до булочки.
podobne do bułki, tak? To jest podobne do bułki. To jest taki podstawowy produkt spożywczy, tak? Bardzo podstawowy. Codziennie ludzie kupują i jedzą na śniadanie. Dobrze, to ja chyba wiem, chyba chodzi o chleb.
Так. Це просто інший вид хлібу, інший рід хлібу.
Inny
Просто
rodzaj
більш симпатичніший.
chleba. Okay. So, everybody, we were just talking about a Ukrainian word, and Eliza described that to us in Ukrainian, and we figured out that it was bread. Ruslan, how do you say bread in Russian?
Хлеб. And in Czech language, chleb.
Chleb in Polish, chleb, and in Ukrainian it's
Паляниця, but хліб, a regular name of this food.
chleb is a regular name, but you have a special one, a special kind of
It's
bread.
like the more for holidays, I guess, and really on west of Ukraine it's more used.
Okay. So it means that it's a cultural thing. Like you have a special kind of bread that you eat for holidays. I'm not sure if we have something like that in Poland. I know in Spanish, actually, we can bring Nicolas in. Yes, in Spanish we have something like pan del muerte. At least in Mexico.
Yeah, we don't have that in Colombia.
You don't have that in Colombia. Do you have any
No.
special kind of bread?
I mean, well, especially like in around my region, we have a special kind of bread, which is called pan de bono, which is made like from normally like wheat flour, and like nobody is like certain about like the origin of this bread, but like the I don't like the urban myth is that there was like 100 years ago or something like that. There was like an Italian baker living in my city where I'm from, and so then he will make like bread, like his kind of bread. So like he didn't speak Spanish that well, so he would use like the word for bread in Spanish, pan, but to say like good bread, so pan del bono, which is like good in Italian, and then the name stick like to pan de bono in Spanish. But like no one is really like sure about if that story is true or not.
Pan de bono.
Yes.
Pan de bono. Okay, that's interesting. So that's a word or expression typical for Colombian Spanish, you'd say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like it's mostly from my region, but yeah, everybody in Colombia will know what a pan de bono is. So yeah.
Oh, Alan is asking if it's like pan de Pascua. Oh, pan de Pascua. Is that does it have anything to do with
No,
pan de
no,
Pascua?
like this kind of bread is just like a, like we eat it like every day. It's not like for any special occasion or anything. It's just like a bread we have, and we love it. But we don't have like it's any like a kind of special bread for any like holiday or something. No.
Okay, interesting. That's great. We actually have another caller. This time it's Francisco speaking, a Portuguese speaker, Francisco. So let me add him in. Okay, so Francisco, I just added you. So please just wait in the green room before I add you to the stream. Guys, I want to finish the conversation about bread, maybe with a question to Ruslan, because you moved to the Czech Republic, right?
Right.
Do they have like a different kind of bread that you like or discovered, something that you didn't have in Russia, for example?
Trdelník. It's like a typical Czech food in
Uh-huh.
Prague mostly. It's like baked dough with a lot of sugar, maybe some chocolate as well. I think that's like out of the bread they have vanochka, which you eat at Vanoce, which is Christmas, and it's also like baked pastry with, and it's kind of sweet as well.
So it's like a sweet bread.
Yeah.
Something that you discovered. Eliza, what about you? Maybe when you were in Poland, did you notice any difference between Polish breads and Ukrainian breads, or it was very similar?
Oh, I guess the Polish bakery, for me, it was much better. Like, you have your special ponchki, like donuts, and yeah, you have a lot of just like bakery shops, like Putka, as I remember, and Grippi, and a lot of this, which make a like craft bakery, I guess, but maybe it's all bought from one like distributor or importer. But like the bakery in Poland is just in general is really good quality.
Yeah, very good pastry, very good bread, all kinds of rolls. Yeah, I remember that, and that's what I'm missing the most, because currently I'm living in Scotland. Before that, I was living in Mexico, and yeah, I was always missing Polish bread because it's so good. Good, you know, guys, I think that we have some more callers. So what we're gonna do now, Eliza and Ruslan, maybe we disconnect for now. Thank you for participation, and I'll have your contact details, so maybe we'll be able to arrange some more activities, more challenges later. Not tonight, because the time is flying and it's getting late. But I will be in touch with you at some point, and maybe we'll be able to make more videos featuring Slavic languages. Okay. But we will be switching to Romance languages now, because we have a Portuguese speaker waiting for us. So, Eliza, thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. And
Have a nice
Ruslan,
evening, everyone.
you too, dobranoc. Let's add. Hello.
Hello.
So Nicolas, he left, but I thought that he could maybe stay with us, because
Just me and you.
he speaks.
He's here.
Yes. So Nicolas, you are here. Thank you. Emilio is calling as well. Hello, Emilio.
Hi.
Hello. So here we've got Romance languages speakers. Okay, so let's see if we will be able to work out any format that would fit everybody. First of all, maybe Francisco, could you tell us what languages do you speak?
Yeah, for sure. I speak English fairly well. I wouldn't say I'm fluent at it because I got a really strong accent, but I lived a little bit in the US, and I can talk about most things on it. I speak very, very little Spanish because I get really confused in Spanish with my Portuguese, which is my native language. Portuguese is my native language, and I'm a comenzando de Esperanto. I'm a learner of Esperanto.
Mm-hmm.
which is for me a very, very interesting language.
Okay, that's good. So Esperanto, it's kind of similar to Romance languages, but it also has some Germanic languages mixed in as well.
Yeah, some Polish,
Polish words, yes.
yeah, Greek.
Yeah, and Nicolas, what about you? What languages do you speak? Do you speak
Yeah.
Portuguese?
So well, I speak Spanish, English, um, Catalan, I would say, and I've studied a little bit of Italian, French, and Portuguese. Mostly can understand it, but I don't speak that much of those languages.
Yes, so I think for this challenge, what we could do is use Emilio because Emilio has a YouTube channel, right? I mean, Emilio, could you tell us
Hi.
a little bit about your
Yes,
YouTube channel and what you do there?
sure. So, the name of my channel is Romanophony, so like Francophony, but for the Romance languages. So I speak Spanish, French, Italian, and Portuguese on there. And I'm currently learning Latin, but I'm still a beginner. So,
You're still a beginner, but I was hoping that maybe you could you could give us some examples in Latin that we could decipher, or some either description of a word or maybe a sentence that we could try to figure out what it means. Because I would be happy to participate in that as well. My Spanish knowledge is limited, but I think I can try with what I know. That would be fun. So
I
Emilio,
could try to
think
come
about that,
up
yeah, and
with
I'm just
some.
going to make an announcement to people who are calling right now. I can only have like 3 people at once in the stream. So if you are on the line, you can just hang out there for a little bit, but just be patient, and maybe I will be able to add you later. But I'm able to have only 3 people at a time. Okay. Emilio. Guys, do you have any experience with Latin? Maybe Nicolas.
Um, well, not that much. Like I started to read Familia Romana Presa Illustrata, and
Oh,
like but like I have only read like the first chapter so far because I just bought it like a month ago, and well, and I also like watch uh Ranieri's channels, so I have like a little bit of like exposure, but not really that much.
okay. Yeah. So it might still be challenging for you. What about you, Francisco?
Uh, I can speak a little bit of everything, but nothing of everything, you know? Like I'm a language lurker, so I go and look at words on every language, and I know one or other word in each language. But I did social science here in Brazil, and there's a lot of Latin involved in social sciences, like Cicero, uh, what else? I can think of out of my head right now. But anyways, we didn't have to read in Latin, but we are exposed to the Latin words, and many of them are related to Portuguese. I guess some of them will work out. I hope.
Okay. Okay. So Emilio, you have to come up with something really challenging for
Sure.
us.
Uh, yes.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to just like say a
So
sentence and
yeah,
then?
so it's up to you. What would you like to do? You can either say like a sentence and you have to like try to translate it, or you can describe a word to us or a concept, and we would have to guess what you're talking about.
So I guess I have like an easier sentence to start with, I guess.
Okay, okay. So I'm the one that knows Latin the least, I suppose. So I will try to translate that first. Then we can go to, I think, Francisco, and then to Nicolas, because Nicolas, you covered the first chapter of the book, so
Yeah,
you
it's a classic.
clearly have an advantage there. So okay, Emilio. So
Sure.
let's go.
So the sentence is pater et mater liberos suos amant.
That's actually an easy one. Mother and father love their children.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
children. Because
Children.
liberos sometimes I know like some people confuse it with like books or with something to do with freedom because it's not like cognate with the modern uh word in the Romance languages for like children, right? Like filius, filii.
Yes. So for me, obviously, mater pater it was just very easy to recognize, and the rest actually I figured out from the context because they love something that is free, and then I believe that we had that word at some point in one of the Luke's videos on my channel. We had that sentence there, so that was easy for me. So maybe let's move on to Francisco now, and Emilio, you can come up with something different for him.
Well,
Okay.
okay, something different. All right.
Something different, yes, because that
Yeah. I was just gonna say you got me there on liberos. I thought I was thinking about freedom.
yeah,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, I did it on
Too.
purpose, but yeah.
Yeah, me
That
too.
was a sneaky one, but you know, but I already I worked on the video with Luke that, and he used that particular word, so it just like came back to me.
Mm.
I was almost putting it together, but it wasn't working
Yeah.
because
I
of
mean,
liberos.
liberals, like, definitely, it just feels like freedom. Emilio, do you have a sentence?
Yeah, let's try this one. Nidus est in parvo ramo. I can repeat
Can
it.
you
Nidus est in parvo ramo.
nidus? Nidus
Nidus.
or midus?
Nidus, with an N.
Nidus is, I think, ramo. You said ramo, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that means something like the topic, or like I would feel like it's the center or something.
Okay. It's the more literal meaning of it, not like the
Um,
physical thing.
nidus. I actually have no clue. I have no clue. I don't find it on any Esperanto words I know, and nothing I know in Portuguese either, which is my own language.
Nicolas, maybe
Be
you have
easier
an
for
idea.
Nicolas
Um,
because it
well, I
is
think.
kind
Well,
of
I think. I mean, what I think it is could be like the nest is on a branch of a tree or
on
something like
the
that.
on the small branch because
Oh, the
in
small branch.
Latin
Okay.
parvus is like pequeño.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So the full sentence was what again?
nidus, which is nest, est is in parvo small ramo branch.
Branch. Okay. Good. So
Ramo.
yeah, does it make sense, Francisco?
Yeah, in Portuguese, ramo is more
Yeah,
used in Portugal to mean branch, like a branch of a tree. But in Brazilian Portuguese, we usually say galho. But in Portugal, it's ramo. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Emilio, do you have another sentence for Nicholas?
Sure. Let me see. Hmm, hmm.
Okay, so many people in the comments
Okay.
they got the nest. Yeah, they got the nest.
Um,
Yeah,
I
alun,
guess
for example, nidus, nido, nest.
Yeah.
I need like a minute to think of another sentence.
Okay, okay, no worries. Let me just see what's going on in the comment section. Yeah, so Fabio says that Spanish is not so hard to Portuguese speakers, but it has some tricks. Sometimes we don't know how to say words in Spanish.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Portuguese is more difficult for Spanish speakers, or Spanish is more difficult for Portuguese speakers?
The
Well, first,
former.
The first of all.
I
So yeah, so Francisco, what's your take on it?
uh, I feel like the person that speaks the native language says theirs are harder to the other. It's like a fight between us. But for me, Portuguese is harder to understand because the accents vary a lot, and not just that, the Brazilian accent specifically is very different from Spanish. Like very, very different. So when Brazilian Portuguese is spoken, like very casually, is really hard to understand for Spanish speakers that I've talked to. But if you're experienced, I guess you would do better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it also depends on like what region of Brazil, right? Because at least for me,
Definitely.
I find because my native language besides English is Spanish, so I find that the northeastern accent in Brazil is a lot closer to Spanish than, for example, the one spoken in Rio. But that's just um my feeling.
Hmm. Well, I speak what we call caipira Portuguese, which is like redneck Portuguese, because it's from the center of Brazil, like the center of Brazil, and it's we have some specialties in your accent, like R's, like the American R,
Hmm.
which are not very common in Portuguese.
Tommaso has a quite interesting comment. I believe from experience that Portuguese is more difficult to Spanish speakers just because it's less studied across Spanish countries. That's an interesting theory, interesting hypothesis. Nicolas, what do you think?
Well, like to me, it depends like heavily on like the Portuguese dialect.
Mhm,
So like for example, most Brazilian dialects are like easier to understand to me.
mhm,
But like in the ones like from Rio and that region are not that easy to understand, and also most European Portuguese is not that like easy to understand, mainly because of how like pronunciation has changed there, especially like near the capital. But like also like dialects from north of Portugal that are like closer to Galician are quite easy to understand as well.
yeah, but what about popularity of Portuguese as a second language? Like, is it taught at schools at some point, or it's not that common?
No, no, like in school we just learn basic English and that's it. But like yeah, it's like highly popular to study Portuguese in Colombia, mainly because yeah, we're close to Brazil, and there's like a lot of opportunities to like study in universities and such there, and also because like when we go to the Amazon, it's fairly common to just like cross the river to Brazil. So that's like some people study Portuguese because of that to be able to like go to Brazil and
Okay, that's
So
interesting.
I
Yes.
thought of a word actually that's a false friend or a false cognate with the modern Romance languages, which is going to sound really easy, but is actually somewhat different in classical Latin. So the word is persona, which does not have the same meaning it does in nowadays.
Okay, Emilio. So there is a task for Nicolas and Francisco. Like you know it's a false friend, so you know it's not a person. So what else could it be? What is your guess? Could you say
Yeah,
that word again, Emilio?
Persona.
I think can well, can I go?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
I think maybe we're supposed to say person, but it actually goes more towards personality. You get
Okay.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's your guess. What about you, Nicolas? What would be your guess?
I have really no clue. Like I would say maybe it's like means like for something, because of the per, but I have no clue actually.
Okay, and I think that I remember also we were working on the video with Luke, and I think it means a person, but it doesn't refer only to humans but also to animals somehow. Maybe like a creature. Maybe that's my guess.
That's close-ish. So all of you were kind of close. So it actually just means, oh, you can.
Francisco, try
Just
again.
one thing. Now I got a light bulb here. People still use that word that way. Like this is my persona. This is my other being.
Like a
I've seen
So
people
brand.
that's
use it that. No, this is my other being. Like this is like a persona. Like I don't know. I've seen people involved like in Japanese culture use that word as like their persona is what they incorporate. I don't know.
yeah. So that's actually kind of close. So it actually just means character, like personaje or personaje, personnage.
Martel
So
Kappa was the closest. Persona is something like mask or
yeah,
character, right?
yeah. So like in a play, you would see like Skyna prima, like first scene, and then personae, right? The characters. So
Oh,
um,
okay.
I
Okay.
have a question. Can it be used as a personality or not?
I don't think so, but again, I'm a beginner in Latin, so I'm not an expert.
Uh-huh.
You would have to ask
Yeah.
Luke or
Yeah.
Raf, but
So what about the animals that why I am thinking
well, I
about
mean, I guess an
animals?
animal could be a character, right? So, I mean, I guess
For example, there
maybe
are like
that's
three
why.
characters on the picture, which in the picture, which means that there is like two humans and a dog, right?
Sure,
Possibly.
I guess it could have that.
Maybe. I'm
Yeah,
just.
Yeah, what I
Um,
meant earlier is that people that do that cosplay as hobbies, they say sometimes that their persona is whatever is their
right.
cosplay, their
okay.
character.
Yeah, yeah. A mask, a
Yeah, I'm
character.
guessing there has to be some sort of etymological connection between that, but
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
Yes, that's interesting. So, guys, I would like to take up some more calls. So maybe Nicolas and Francisco, I will disconnect you and just add some more
Yep.
people. But
Yes.
Emilio, you can still stay with us. So thank you so much for participating today, and have a great day, because it's day in South America. So take care. That's good. And let's add Stephanie. Hello. And we've got Shijia. Hello. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Stephanie. Okay, and
Yep.
Shijia. Is that how I pronounce your name?
Shija. Yes, that's fine.
Shija. Okay, good. So maybe Stephanie first. Like, where are you from?
I am calling in from Montreal, and this is a good opportunity for a sound check. Do you hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, we can hear you. Great. Okay. And Shijia, where are you calling from?
This is very much a coincidence. I am from Montreal as well. So
Okay. So we have French speakers here.
right.
Yes, because Emilio, he also speaks French, right, Emilio?
Yes. But I speak metropolitan French, so not exactly like Quebecois French. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it's different. So there might be.
Of course.
Yes, of course, of course.
Why?
I don't speak any French. I mean, I speak some, like, je ne parle
You
pas.
understand it.
Actually, it's fascinating because recently I've read something in French and I understood so much, even though, I've never studied. All my experience with French was just through videos that I've been making and editing, and I was just like listening to a lot of French recently. That's great. Do you guys speak any other languages, Stephanie?
I do. Evidently, I speak English. I also speak some Spanish and studied a number of languages which I won't claim to be able to speak or understand anymore.
Okay. And Shijia, what about you?
So actually, my native tongue is Chinese Mandarin, and I grew up in China, and I moved to Montreal at the age of 11. And ever since, French kind of became a major part of my life, and I kind of keep grinding French for the past 11 years. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, I speak learning in Spanish right now. I'm more or less at the intermediate level. When you get stuck at the intermediate level, that's what I'm feeling like with my Spanish. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to learn more Romance languages in the future.
That's great. So what we can do then, maybe you guys could share some interesting expressions that are typical for Quebec. Do you have any ideas? Something that metropolitan French speakers wouldn't possibly know, or
Norbert, what you couldn't have possibly known is that there's currently a campaign in the subways of Montreal that are attempting to directly translate French expressions into English as a campaign for people to make sure that they speak French in the workplace. You could not have known this. It is a deeply political thing, but let's still have fun with it.
Okay, so that's happening. Okay. So, could you give us some examples, maybe, like how it works?
Well, one expression that I could throw at you to see if you can guess what it means is avoir de la broue dans le toupette.
Let it sink in. Could you repeat that?
Sure, and I'll maximum the accent. Avoir de la broue dans le toupette.
Shijia, are you familiar with that expression?
Actually, no. I have to. Yeah, there's a lot of Quebecois expressions in French that that I don't use on a daily basis. So this is one of them. I'll have to take a guess as well. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, so people didn't hear that of quoi. So maybe
Yeah,
maybe
ouais, j'ai
Stefan,
rien compris. I didn't understand.
Stephanie, maybe you could write it down in the interview chat, and I can paste it.
Of course. Could you direct me to where that might be?
On the
In
right
guest
hand
chat?
side,
top
on the
right.
on the right hand side there should be. Okay. Let me add the text. Okay, here's the text. I need to add a background. Maybe that would help clearly. Oh, here it is.
Could you use it in like a sentence, like in an example? So
Okay. Norbert, I'll look to you for rules. Should I be speaking in French when I use it in context?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. C'est lundi, ma boîte d'entrée est pleine de courriels, tout le monde me sollicite, j'ai de la broue dans le toupette.
Do you guys recognize any words here? I don't speak French, so I will go first. Like le toupette, does it have something to do with hair?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Okay, I think I got, yeah, I've heard this expression before. I think I've got an idea of what that means.
Okay, so let's give a chance to Emilio because he doesn't live in a French-speaking
I'm
country.
not quite sure what la broue means, but
Maybe a witch. A witch, you know. La bruja in Spanish. Something with hair, with like a fake hair, maybe. Yeah, obviously this is something you could hear on the metro in Montreal, right? That's what they.
Or at the office on a regular Monday.
yeah, I have no clue.
Okay, so let's give a chance to Shijia then. What is it?
I mean, the way I understood it, it's well, the context that she gave right there was that today I've like this morning I got a lot of mails and I'm just overly overwhelmed. So in a sense, is basically to describe someone that's like very busy, occupied. That's my understanding. And then but it's not like an expression that I would use personally with my register of language. This is a very much a Quebecois saying of
So what is it literally then, Stephanie?
Literally, it either means to have beer froth or sea foam in your hair, and the toupette is the fringe. Your bangs. So it's like having sea foam in your bangs.
That is
Visually.
oddly specific.
It is. I have no idea where it comes from, but it does mean to be either agitated, overwhelmed, or very busy.
Interesting. So I recognize the toupette. I don't know if it works in other languages as well, but in Polish the word toupette means nerve, like, oh, you've got a lot of nerve. Right? And then we can use that word in the nominative to refer to like a fake hair that you just cover up your baldness for some reason. I don't know, is that is that weird, or is that something that you would expect? Mm, is that an extension of the French meaning?
I don't think so. I'm trying to see when I've heard it used aside from the bangs. A toupee is something in English, right?
Mm-hmm.
The hairpiece. It doesn't. It's not used that way in French here. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think it's used that way in France either, if I'm not mistaken.
Not in any other Romance language. But actually, we have a comment from Sawyer. Avoir to pet in European French means to have sass, to have nerve, right? So maybe it comes from European French. And weirdly, it was transformed in meaning, because actually in the 19th century, I believe, like French was very popular in Poland, you know. It was because it was like a lingua franca of Europe at the time. So if you were like well educated, you would speak French as well. So there is lots of loan words from French, and also lots of like interesting sentence structures that I found it very interesting. That once I was translating something from English, I was translating a website from English to Polish, and some of the constructions, some of the sentences were very weird when I tried to translate them through like Google Translate, because it was very specific. So what I did was I went to the French version of that website and Google translated French into Polish, and it just made sense.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So there was just something about the structure of the language that worked better for automatic translations.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that was a good one. Shijia, maybe you've got some interesting expressions for us to share.
Let's say I'll say an expression that I would use. Well, that we use among friends when we're at a party. So that gives you kind of a bit of a context. So should I say it in French directly, or should I put it in the sentence? Whichever
Yeah,
you
let's
want.
try to listen to it first, and maybe then you can type it in.
Okay, sure. So the expression itself is tire-toi une bûche.
Okay.
Okay.
Emilio, that's
So
for you, I suppose, because you might have some ideas there.
So I'll repeat it. Tire-toi une bûche. So Norbert, can I have where should I write
chat
it?
on the
if you
right
want
hand
to-
side, there should be an interview
Oh, I
chat.
see it. Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. So I'll just write it down. Let's see.
Okay, that's here. Let me copy this. Emilio, so are you ready to see this?
Yeah. I'm trying to think, because he said the context was like at a party, like among friends. So I'm trying to think how that would fit.
Yeah. So essentially, it would be used in a group setting, if you want.
Yeah, so everybody in the comment section can also have an attempt at translating this. And let's see who's gonna be the closest. Okay. There are some requests for repeating the pronunciation again.
All right. So, tire-toi une bûche.
Maybe Stephanie, you could also say it so we can hear it from you as well.
I'm scrolling through the comments, which I think I shouldn't have done. Tire-toi une bûche.
Yeah, that's the usual speed we would use it. Yeah, tire-toi une bûche. Yeah, very much faster. Yeah.
Yeah, at first I heard something else because of the pronunciation, so it helped to see it written.
Well, some people in the comments they know, but they don't want to tell. So
I could maybe use it in a broader sentence in French, so that Emilio could have a better idea.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and also there's before I start, there's also something I want to ask. Do you want me to like embark my Québécois accent, or should I keep it like more or less neutral?
Oh, Québécois, please. We want to hear that.
Okay, all right.
Oh mon Dieu.
OK. Fait que l'autre jour, j'avais des chums qui étaient chez nous, puis tu sais, on était 2, 3 autour de la table, puis il y avait mon ami juste à côté qui était debout, puis j'ai dit Hey, viens t'asseoir, tire-toi une bûche, là. Yeah, that's it. I used a lot of, kind of Montreal Québécois slangs here and there, if you want.
So I understood like everything you said except for the expression. So
could you like extrapolate from the context?
trying to think, because he was like, if you were like telling your friend to like come like to where you were sitting and
Okay. So let's see. Let's look into the comment section. Stephanie, you've been browsing through the comment section. Have you seen anyone doing the correct answer?
There was a hint around thinking about a campfire, which makes a lot of sense. So there's a couple of people who are sort of starting to get close to the right.
Okay. Alan is thinking about throwing a party, maybe around
so like to
around
sit
fire.
down, maybe like sit down, or I don't know.
Yulansky bush is like a log where you can sit down, maybe around fire. Is that closer?
Yeah, almost. That's pretty much it, actually. Yeah. It's basically in the general sense. It's not really well. It originated like y'all said. It's kind of originated from the around the campfire setting. Bring a bush, which is the log where you can sit on, like Yolansky said in the comments, and sit around us, join us. That's the general sense of it. So it doesn't really need to be sitting, but just come join us. I would say that's the right thing to.
Come join us. Some people say grab a sit, take a seat, but it's more like join in.
Join the group, sit down, let's talk. Let's have fun. That's all.
Okay, that's sweet. That is very sweet expression. Stephanie, do you use that a lot?
Yeah, actually, way more often than the seafoam and the bangs, for sure.
Yeah, by far.
Okay, that's great. That was interesting. Emilio, so you've been learning European French, but
Yeah, I mean, I've like heard of, and I've spoken to some Canadians, obviously, but the expressions always get me. Like because it's already a lot to know all the metropolitan French expressions and the verlan and the double verlan, because Parisians really like to make things complicated sometimes. But so I really the Quebecois expressions always get me. It's hard for me to guess them, but I can more or less understand what they're saying in general.
Yeah, that's interesting. Good. So maybe before we finish this section, you guys could tell me just what is your favorite format on the channel? Because I've got a few different formats. Maybe Stephanie, do you have any favorite formats that you would like to see more of?
Well, a friend only oriented me to your channel very recently, so I can't say I have the full sense of your repertoire. But I do appreciate when people who speak geographically close languages try to guess whether they can understand each other's dialects. Really appreciating those.
Have you seen the Arpitan video recently?
Very definitely, yes.
Yes. Okay. That's good. That came out really nicely. Shijia, what about you? What's your favorite format?
I would have to agree with Stephanie there. Definitely, like seeing the kind of the geographical transition of, let's say, for example, the Romance languages, kind of from the view of a map, you kind of see the little transitions of expressions, word use, the register, everything kind of just like it's a continuum of languages instead of like them existing all separately. And I find that's like a very beautiful thing in learning languages, and I'm looking forward to see more of that, definitely. So yeah, I pretty much agree with Stephanie on that. Yeah.
That's actually interesting because I've been working on a new format, a new show, and I want to call it.
We
can't
lost your
hear you.
audio. Yeah, sorry.
So it's going to look like something like this. The language continuum show that I want to do. So basically, I'm going to have 4 people speaking languages on the spectrum on the language continuum, and they're going to kind of play the game of the broken telephone. So they would have like 1 minute. They would have like 1
That's
minute.
very interesting.
They're going to have 1 minute to explain a word to someone.
Okay.
Like this, and the person has to like pass it on to someone else, and until we reach the final round.
That's beautiful. Beautifully done. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And we already recorded some of the episodes, so I'm still figuring out the format and the details.
Yeah, I did something like that on my channel. I did like one of them, but it was definitely interesting.
Yes, but I think the longer the chain is, the more interesting it becomes. Because 4 languages, if they're very similar to one another, it turned out that it's just too easy. It's just too easy. Yeah, but that's going to be like a new format that maybe we could also try to record live at some point. I'm just testing out this setup, and I think it worked pretty well. Yes, I think it's getting quite late in Europe now, where I'm based. But I'm really glad that I managed to just like spontaneously go live, and I've met everybody like this. Thank you so much for calling in. And yeah, I will have your contact details, so I will let you know if there is a new show coming up at some point. Yes, do you have any questions for me before we go?
No, I just want to say, well, thank you, Norbert, for us to be part of this. And yeah, we want to, as avid language learners, we want to, have chances to be part of this whole journey that you're on. And we're very grateful for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Gracias, tibi ago, amiche.
Gratias.
Gracias.
Gratias. Great.
Merci.
Yeah, so
Merci beaucoup.
everybody have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And stay tuned, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes like this, or spontaneous live streams like this. It's going to be happening more often now. I have everything ready, the setup is there, so we can do this. So thank you so much. Have a great night, day, wherever you are in the world. See you in the next video.